Welcome to Against the Odds. Everyone has a story. What's yours? Sharing your story can inspire and ultimately transform lives.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Against the Odds, a show where we believe that sharing information could be inspiring and could be transforming, because we do believe that although we live, varied lives, our stories could be similar in such that your experience or my experience could be similar to somebody else's, and when they listen to us talk or share ideas, they could pick up one or two things from whatever we say. So today I have the honor of having Mr. Erick Alima. The reason I have Mr. Alima here today is because a couple of weeks ago I met him for my first time, and he was an MC at a Valentine's Day event, and his performance was just enamoring. He sang, and I was just amazed. I was taken away, took away my breath watching him sing. So I invited him to come on so we can know him a little bit better. So Mr. Alima, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I would like you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is actually Jean-Norbert Alima, but everybody knows me as Erick Alima. I am a young man from Cameroon, specifically from Yaoundé. My father and my mother are both from the Center Province in Cameroon, and I was born and raised in Yaoundé. I did travel the country doing sports, singing at an early age, and I ended up doing my college in University of Douala. And in 2004, my wife, our 3-month-old daughter, and I embarked into this trip here in the United States of America. And we came to Houston, where we had a family member. Mm-hmm. So I've lived in Houston for the past 20 years. I am a state employee. I have worked for the state of Texas for the past 20 years. But my main hobby, and my heart is in music, is in singing, is in pressing for audiences, regardless. The Cameroonian community here in Houston has a fair knowledge of who I am for the events that I've either emceed, funerals that I sang for, or weddings, birthday parties. In general, that's what I can tell about me. Mm-hmm. as an individual.
So you're getting into music. Let's start by how was growing up in your family? Was music like a central thing in the family, or how did you get into music?
So, though my mother can actually sing and is very involved in church, mm-hmm. Singing did not come that immediately. I was sent to boarding school when I was 11 years old, and it was at the Collège Stol d'Acono, where I discovered, to be quite frank, music, the religious aspect of music, and with fathers and sisters and brothers from the church. So the basis of my music knowledge came from attending church as a young man and singing with the choir at school. And yes, so I was exposed to a different variety of music, especially the religious polyphonic singing, and but also the classical and opera
Okay.
music. Yes.
So did you have any formal training?
Actually, believe it or not, I do not have a formal training. I can't actually read music, though. I actually learned in how to read music in school,
Right.
and from early age we were taught how to read music. But I've always known I could sing, and to me, reading music was a waste of time, because I could actually listen to a song and right away
just pick it
sing
up.
it and just pick it up.
Oh, wow.
So the lazy part of myself made it that I actually never had any professional training.
Okay.
In music, but I've always been in love with classical and opera music, and that, with or without training, I've always been able to sing the songs that I love, and especially be able to pick up very quickly and learn very quickly without having to read musical staff or learning what it does or how it's done. So I would say it has been pure talent.
You know, I can relate to that because I do play the guitar, but I don't know. If somebody asks me, what notes are you playing? I have no clue. And for some reason, I try to learn, but it doesn't stick. It seems like it interferes with my creativity.
Absolutely.
And so I just left it alone. So I'm assuming that's probably what you
That's
said.
exactly what happened with me, because, like I said, we could spend hours, and even in singing in a 4-part choir back home. I would go to the teacher and learn in 30 minutes what would take others hours and days. So I would usually get the first part, and I would be in the choir, the one helping others assimilate what was taught to me. And
Right.
so a lot of people have always thought that I actually had a good professional background training, but no, that has not been the case. It's simply purely talent, and I have not really developed that aspect of me. So it's always been like something on the side, something I love to do, enjoy to do.
I watched you, MC the event. Like I said, that was my first time of seeing you. And your presence, your stage presence, is just captivating, just does something.
Thank you.
So your public speaking and getting on stage and being comfortable on stage, how did that come about?
Just like singing, public speaking has been also natural to me. Since I was in primary school, I've always been attracted by languages. So there are a few dialects from back home that I can speak without really learning them. I'm fluent in French, Spanish, and English. The truth is, for those 2 languages or those 3 languages, I was born in the French-speaking Cameroon part, but in reality, I learned English and Spanish in school because I have a bachelor's degree in comparative studies of French and English. And when you sing constantly and my luck has always been that every time I was part of a choir, I stood out. So I was asked to always sing as a soloist. And as a soloist, you learn to pretty much master your ability to blind yourself from the influence of the crowd. So I've always had that aptitude to kind of focus and do what I have to do. And I think that gave me the courage or the presence that I have today. It's true. I'm big and tall as well, so that kind of helps. That helps a little bit. That every time I do stand, I stand out. But I would say it's something I've done since I was a kid. I will also add something else that I think has been important in my background is my love for martial art and sports. And I'm a black belt in martial art in karate, for example. But the reality of it is that it teaches you a lot of discipline. It teaches you how to master some emotions. So once I stand in front of people, it's game on. It comes naturally, but also I have to tell myself, now it's showtime. And showtime means people are looking at you. There is a certain expectation from your audience and the desire not to disappoint either the people who are paying you to do something or the family members or the friends who are there. The expectation is that you do an amazing job, that you exceed the expectation. So I try my very best every time I have that opportunity to present myself in the best light possible.
Okay.
Because I know those memories are what are going to stick with people. Either you call me for an event or you invite me for an event. I want to make sure that I build those memories, that if you look at a picture or you see a video of me performing or a clip of me doing something, that it reminds you the great time you had during that specific occasion. So I'm sure you being the digital master that you are creating memories. You are building memories, and by either filming, taking pictures. So I try to emulate the same feeling, because though it's going to be a blur because I can speak and sing, people may not remember, but the fact that you capture it in a video or in a picture, people can now remember, oh yeah, I saw this guy and he did this, he did that. So that's what has pretty much motivated me in doing what I'm doing.
Okay. So was this kind of an inborn talent, like you say, or did you have mentors and, along the way to get you to where you are?
Yes, for talent is there, but as they usually say, you can be talented, but if you do not work on your craft, you are not going to reach certain ceilings.
Absolutely.
So though I know that I am talented in doing what I'm doing, I have had time to also practice over the years. I would say that's how I made ends meet when I was back home in college. Wasn't born from a rich family, so I had to, at a pretty young age, take care of myself, and it was either by teaching English lessons for students and at our local establishments, or singing background for renowned Cameroonian artists when I was in Yaoundé or in Douala. So I've had time to practice, I would say, over the past 25 years. I was an MC back home in Cameroon in my college years, but when I came to America, I kind of put that on the back burner, as everybody usually do. Right. Talent was not my main focus. It was establishing myself, making ends meet and building a family.
Right.
So once that was achieved, or even though it's still a work in
Work in
progress,
progress, right.
but once that was achieved, I was able to now focus on my hobby. So now I can have a side gig from my job and emceeing for events such as weddings, funerals, birthdays,
Right.
graduations. Yes, so it's taken quite a long time to establish the level of confidence I have in certain events. Yes.
I could see it. Folks, if you're watching, this man, he's just phenomenal on stage. His stage presence, like I said. What would you say to somebody who's watching who probably wants to be an MC, a singer, whatever, performer?
So when I was coming to this country, my father-in-law told me that the sky is the limit when you get to America. I would say part of me regret that he's not here to witness the mature man I've become. But the reality of it is, when you love something, I would say go for it. So even as a child, I've always had this little performer attitude in me, either in choir or in high school even. So if you see something you like and you have the means or the ability to go for it, I will say go for it. Because to be quite honest, when I came to this country, I really didn't think I would have weekend gigs as an MC. It was in the back burner at that time because I didn't think I would do anything of it. But I would start with my wife, who has been that constant motivator. And it's like, you are talented. Why are you wasting your talent? Let people discover who you are. So it takes opportunities. It takes to meet people like you, who know or who can detect that value in someone, and to find that niche and enjoy what you actually love. Somebody told me one day, if you do what you love for the rest of your life, you will not feel like you're working, because you're doing what you love. So it's actually not work. It brings food to the table, but it's something you enjoy doing. So
Right.
it's not work. It's a pleasure. It's something that I really, really enjoy doing.
So would you sing for us? First of all, what do I heard you sing, but I'm not that musically inclined to know, is it bass, is it tenor, is it soprano? What is it that you are?
Actually, I am what you will call a tenor.
Okay.
But in reality, and you can, by hearing me speak, there is a darker tone under my voice. So I'm actually mid-range. I can sing tenor, I can sing bass. But my bass is not as elaborate as my tenor.
Okay.
So I'm what you will call, in the musical term, a baritone. I'm a baritone. I can give an example of a famous baritone, but actually everybody knows him as a tenor. But Pavarotti is a tenor.
Okay.
My idols are Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and Andrea Bocelli. It's actually Andrea Bocelli's song "Time to Say Goodbye" has been a staple of mine. I've been singing that song for the past 20 years, and it's like every time I sing it, other people discover it and people enjoy it, especially in our community. But yes, so those are my should I say, inspiration or my models when I'm talking
Okay.
about singing.
Okay. As you're talking, it just came to my mind. Folks, as you know, Against the Odds is not a scripted program, interview kind of thing. I just ask questions as they pop up and questions from his answers. So something popped up. A lot of people are terrified standing in front of an audience speaking. Has it ever occurred to you that you could be a mentor, a trainer, or in public speaking to help others who don't have that ability?
Wow. To be honest, I have not really thought of it. Quite a few people come to me at events and say, "How do you do it?" or "How is it?" So I gladly share any experience I have in speaking, in singing. But of course, it will be my pleasure to give what I received without asking. If I can mentor, if I can share experiences, of course it will be a real pleasure. And I want to add this. People who perform, if anybody tells you that every time they stand in front of the crowd, they're not afraid or they're not anticipating messing up, it's a lie. Every performer, every great still feels that tingling in your tummy that tells you
Butterflies.
those butterflies, and that's like something, but it's just tuning out that aspect of it that makes you a great performer, because you are able to, I don't want to call it master, but to learn how to tune out that fear of not performing to the expectation or not delivering to what is asked of you. And the more you do it, the better you become at it. So to me, is more of doing it rather than showing it, because we all have different personalities, we all have different built, but how we use our inner strength to stand in front of folks and actually do it is where everybody has a different technique. People look at others. I can focus into the camera and just focus on the camera, and I'll forget that there are hundreds of people sitting in front of me. I can think of something that brings me calmness, like my wife, my children, and that alone will bring me into a specific state of mind that allows me to now go out there and perform. So there is no magic trick, but everybody has a different way of channeling that energy in
Right.
order to become successful at what they do.
Folks, I don't want to take my word for it. I'm going to ask Mr. Alima if he could sing for us, maybe give us a snippet so you guys can hear and judge if I am, kind of, it's kind of right. Because like I said, he stands out, the voice stands out. So
I'm going to sing just a little bit of a song that is dear to me.
Okay.
It's an Ave Maria. Ave Maria, as you can tell, religious. Faith has had an importance in my life, because I believe without faith and God, I wouldn't even be sitting where I'm sitting. So Ave Maria is one of those classics that every time I sing brings me joy. So it's Ave Maria from Gounod. I'm just going to sing a little bit.
So you want to stand or you want to sit or what do you want
I
to do?
can stand. Standing will probably give me the best posture.
Okay.
So
So folks, give us a few minutes. We will set up and have Mr. Alima entertain us for a little bit.
thank you. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Sancta Maria, Maria, ora pro nobis, nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora in mortis nostrae. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, an audience of one here.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, Mr. Alima, that was quite a performance. I really appreciate you coming here, folks. If you need somebody to MC your event, here is the guy. I'm going to put a link below this, and you can get in touch, send a comment, get in touch with him to, MC your event. He's just phenomenal. Mr. Alima, anything you want to say to the audience before we go?
I am grateful. I am grateful for not only having the pleasure, the honor of meeting you, Ben. You do an amazing job. I remember when I came to the event, to the venue, and I saw your setup, I saw your crew. I was like, this cannot be a Cameroonian. Because it was so well done. It was professional. Everybody was dressed to impress, on point. I was very amazed. So it is only befitting that I return the favor by saying that you do an amazing job.
Thank you.
And our community is blessed to have you.
Thank you.
I am grateful for the opportunity and the honor that you've bestowed on me today to know my community, or for my community to know their son. Again, I'm here. I'm in Houston. I'm always willing to help. But if you have an event and you need the complete package, I would say, because not all MCs are performers, come find me. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, and come again.
It will be my pleasure and my honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, folks, until the next episode, please like it, share it, and most of all, subscribe, because we'll be having these episodes as time goes on. Thank you for watching, and until next time, ciao.
Thank you.